We then move on to today, guys. So we're in Inferno, and today we're in Brazil, lovely Brazil, and it will be a one-shot quali around Brazil in the wet, with followed by a sprint race and a 50% race. So the stakes are very high today, guys, and it is incredible on a wet track. My co-commentator Neil has the actual standings from the practice session, but what we'll do now, the wet normally kicks that out of the way. There is 20 seconds left until this one-shot quali begins, and I'll just run through you what the previous race results were. We went out last time in the USA in Kota, and it was pole by Mike Sir, Tintin Fisher's driver of the day, and Mike Sir came from P3 to get P1, followed by Shortbread and Rob in P3. So now what I'll do, I'll place on our track map, and you can see what's happening as our drivers get quali underway. Through they go through the center S's, everyone gets through quiet all right, and ADHD in the McLaren is leading the way, followed by Shortbread. Normally one of the fastest quali guys in our lobby is Shortbread, so we'll be spectating alongside him. Scottish raced this track earlier in the race, so he has one of the best experiences, but let it be known that Soa is the king of five lappers within the McLaren, and the McLaren boys look like they're doing incredibly well today with Soa and ADHD Leon. Now we look down the line, the steps, and Mr. Mancan is occupying the Aston Martin today, but they seem to be battling for P10, P12. Onto they come onto the main straight, down the final sector. No DRS because it is qualifying and it's in the wet, but they're on the soft tires for some reason. I believe it's not wet enough for dry tires. And who's going to get P1? It looks like it's going to be ADHD Leon with Soa in P2, Shortbread in P3, with Cooley P4, Mike's P5, and a few drivers at the back has been disqualified. But ADHD in his first race in Inferno has came through and has made it into P1. Well done to them, and Soa in P2 just missed out by 13,000 of a second. Shortbread P1. It's incredibly close between the top three. Then we have Moikuli, Mikeser, Scottish, Rob, I am Linde, Mr. Mancan, and ADH Ferrari. The steps in the Aston Martin, Jack in the Williams, Tusky Baird in the Ferrari 13th. Then we have the Finnish compadres of Curry, Wingers, Zetu, occupying P14 to P17. Then down all the way to P19, we have the disqualification of Tintin, Phantom, and Kermack. All on soft tires. No one opting for the intermediate. The track is not wet enough as yet. So let's see what can happen as we move into the sprint race. Let it be known that the sprint race is about 12 laps, and the the actual 50% race, I believe it's around 30 something laps. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe my stream is acting up, so what we'll do is just pause the stream for now and then restart. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for that. I had to just restart the stream very quickly. What we'll do now is go on board and see what's happened. Let me know if you can hear my co-commentator of Switcheroo speaking.
Yeah.
Rob, can you hear him?
I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm sorry for trouble. Alright.
Amazing. So we can hear Switcheroo now. So Switcheroo, can you update us to what exactly happened?
Yeah, a lot happened into this first corner of the sprint race. We can see that the conditions are disastrous, and we had the McLaren going up, but at the background we had the collision, and a lot of drivers lost out, including Wingish, who had to DNF, ended up in the wall. We need to review what happened exactly, but some contact definitely in safety car.
Oh, Mike says had a contact with Scottish. I'm not too sure exactly what's happened here, but those two are incredibly close under the safety car. I'm not too sure why Scottish is so aggressive under the safety car, but we'll go down. We'll see there's a few pictures of Kermac and Tintin Fish pitting for new intermediate tyres, it seems like. The reason why I'm not bringing up the tyre graph is because everyone is currently running the intermediate tyres.
Yeah, we can see Kermac with a front wing change, so definitely contact with someone on the start.
Damage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I say, it's a 12-lap race, so what you can do, the possible strategies, is to run these intermediate tyres all the way to the end of the Grand Prix, and there is contact again by Scottish and Meixer. For some reason, Scottish is driving side by side under the IRL rules. This is not allowed, and there's still contact again.
Yeah, I think something happened between the two. They seem to... Yeah.
Something is happening, and Scottish is not pleased whatsoever, and this is potentially can cost him a 5-second penalty, both of them, if they keep this up under the safety car. The way the contact model set up is that if a collision happens, even accidental, under the safety car, it will award a 5-second penalty to either driver. Could be both drivers as well.
Indeed. This is a risky strategy to so early in the sprint race, knowing that it's going to determine their actual race position. Definitely risky.
It's quite interesting because it's not really a strategy that it's not really a strategy. I guess it's just obviously Scottish expressing his frustration towards Meixer, but it's not great. Anyways, we look back to the back of the grid now. As I mentioned to you before in previous races, you will see that Tintin Fish has 1 lap old or fresher tyres than the rest of the grid. Now, this obviously will propel him to a point of overtaking them because these intermediate tyres overheat so quickly, even when it is raining. So he will have that tire advantage after the safety car. I believe the safety car is in this lap. You can run this intermediate set all the way up until lap 8 and then pit 4 fresh inters, which will be a second quicker than the car ahead. Now, that all determines on your pace. If you're optimistic, like we saw yesterday in Blaze Division, where Alex tried to hunt down our co-commentator Switcheroo on soft tires at the end, unfortunately coming very, very close to doing it. Now, Switcheroo, would you mind commentating on that race of what happened at the end of the race?
That race was absolutely amazing. Alex had a fantastic pace. And yeah, his speed on lap 22, I was finally thinking like, okay, I have fresher tire, and then he got up on the soft and with mighty pace came up through the field. I saw the race on replay, absolutely amazing. And towards the end of the lap, I was trying to save fuel since lap 22 or something. I couldn't, I had like minus 22, couldn't save enough, and yeah, Alex just champion, let me pass, seeing that my fuel was just running out for the 20 last meter, and offered me the win. But it was Alex win, really great race.
Amazing sportsmanship by Alex that we have here. But now we look ahead and we see the McLaren boys getting ready to go, getting ready to set this race ablaze. ADHD Leon looking to take off, Soa looking to follow in short stead, but Shortbread, one of our race winners in Netherlands, looking to go, and they're off, and Leon leads them away, and Soa is tucked up right behind him, and he's going to go for the overtake, and we have the look of Scottish overtaking Meixer, and Soa goes for the move on ADHD Leon, and there's contact between Scottish and Meixer.
Oh, on the background, the steps making move as well.
But then we look, Shortbread goes for the lead, but it's defended by Leon, and Shortbread has then lost the position again to Soa. Shortbread versus the McLaren working extremely well together.
Yeah, it was three fighting hard, and we can see two McLaren trying to keep the rest behind.
And Tintin Fish is out of the race. He has crashed. There is another safety car. Tintin Fish and Zetu is out of the race.
Oh, that's very sad for Titan, because he has a great pace.
And I've received the word. I am not entirely sure what's happened, but I've received the word that the Finnish guys of Mukuli, Meixer, Wingis, and Zetu competed in a Brazil race an hour ago, so they should have an advantage here
Interesting.
coming into this. So, they live and breathe Formula One. Will there be anybody boxing for new, fresh tires?
Let's see, maybe someone at the back of the grid who has nothing to lose and wants some fresh attire to have a good comeback at the very last end of this race. No one apparently is trying it.
Yeah, everyone is just staying steadfast. Thank you so much for 11 watchers looking along in the comment sections, you guys. Who do you think will win? Who do you think have the edge? I'll hand it over to you, Neo. Who do you think between Shortbread Soa Moikuli and ADHD Leon, who do you think has the pace today?
Well, honestly, we know that Shortbread and Mokulili are regular top runner all the time. They have amazing pace, but the race I saw from Soa in Zandvoort was amazing as well. He made a great comeback, and right now they're 1-2. So if they work in a team as a team, they might be able to keep that 1-2. I could see them keeping at least a top position for one of the McLaren guys.
I believe there's something between the contact between Zetu and Tintin Fish was because Zetu may presumably have turned into Tintin Fish, but it will be sorted out in the steward's room. There will be another 2 laps of safety car now, so these tires are presumably a bit fresh. If anyone was to pit now, it would be a very painstaking job getting back through these incredibly rapid drivers. Just a brief overview, we have the McLaren boys leading Shortbread. There is absolutely no change. Scottish has managed to make his way past Mike, but we have Tusky Beard making his way through the Ferrari, upwards past the Aston Martins off the steps. We have the Red Bull boys of ADHD Ferry and Curry battling it out while they do have a championship on hand. 13th and 14th is not where they want to be. And one of the fastest drivers that we haven't spoken about today, Phantom in the Alpine, has his work cut out for him. He is currently competing for that championship, for that title, but 15th position is not helping him today.
And the championship is kind of on his head right now, and we have one of the drivers who sadly couldn't make it, who needed some point, was Omniji with a great pace, and it's sad we couldn't see him tonight, I would say.
Omnijimny, if you're listening to this, hope to see you back next week, my friend. Honestly, one of the fastest drivers over 1 lap, but his race pace is slightly lacking. I'll say small mistakes has cost him. If it finished all the way it currently is, he'll be competing in the championship. And speaking of the championship, we'll just give you a short update. We have in P1 Mikeso with 91 points. P2 Shortbread 83 points. So very, very, very tight there. We have Moikuli in 60 with 68 points. So we have Finn, Britt, and Finn sandwiched there at the very top. Then we have Robber Widow, a very fast driver in the Haas. And we'll then cut away back to the action as the safety car is now in. We'll see what these McLaren guys will do. Are they going to go in formation as usual, or will they battle it out on track? Over to you, Neil.
Now the fangs are coming out. It's lap 6. It's getting critical now to have a good restart and already be on the guy in front. Let's see on the first corner. A lot of action. Take it back, D.
And ADHD Leon, is he gonna go? He's waiting till the very end. He's not going as yet, and he's off, and he is away. And Soa follows suit. It caught Soa off by guard, but we have down the order. There's contact, and Jack is out. Jack is out, and his car is in the middle of the road. What has happened there? That is incredible. But no safety car. Surprisingly, no safety car. We'll then have a look down the order and we'll see Tusky Beard on the move off Rubber Widow. Is Tusky Beard going to make the overtake? No, he's not. Hold steadfast. We'll then see at the very top of ADHD Leon pulling out a 7/10 gap on Soa, but Shortbread is breathing down the back of Soa, and Shortbread wants to take that position from him. As you can see, his championship there. He wants to take the lead of this championship. Remember, he's 83 points, and Mike's is 891. So this sprint race does pay out championship points, so he wants to be the champion within this race. Remember, guys, do not leave the lobby. Guys who have retired from 16 to 19, there is a 50% race after this. But then we cut back to the top as ADHD Liam pulls out a 1.4 second gap to Soa.
It's very good for McLaren right now, because if he can do it, actually his sport team yesterday won a race like this. The AS team won a race like this. Teammate pulling a gap and allowing his teammate to go off into the lead and make a gap for himself. Maybe the McLaren guys working together here to secure that P1.
And we have Mr. Manke with a 5-second pit lane penalty. And there is a spinner at the back of Curry. Curry has spun his car. Unfortunate for him. Mr. Mancan has made a front wing change, I believe, and he's coming back out in the pits. As we cut back to the front, and we see that Soa is trying desperately to bring that gap down.
Steady in the beat back, but we have the Steps F1 in Aston Martin, who is putting pressure on Robert as well for P8. Very close.
Is the Steps going to make the switch back on Robert Widow? No, he's not. But the Steps has the space over him. The Steps is on the back of him coming into the main straight. No DRS active, but let's look at the ERS usage. The Steps have 73%. Rob has 60%. Steps is using. Rob is using. Let's see who can get past it. Will the Step be able to make the move on Rob? But up ahead, we have Mike's back on the attack of Scottish. These two do not like each other, and these two are going at it. Let's see what can happen between the Scottish. Scottish has conceded the position to Mike's, and I Am Lindy is behind Scottish, looking to take the position. And we have Tusky Beard. I am not too sure if he spun or made a mistake, but he's falling back behind his teammate of Carmack.
Phantom has got some position as well. He's almost in the top 10 for his position in the championship. Would be critical to have a good position for the race. Now in P11.
And there's the Steps down the inside of Robert Widow. The Steps has gone down the inside of Rob. Can he make it work? Is he going too hard in the power? And the Steps has sent it up the inside, down through the middle sector. And look who has sent it. ADSD Ferries also dived up the inside of Rob. Rob will not be liking that. Rob has lost almost 2 places in one corner, but Phantom is on the back of Ferry. Can Ferry make it work? And the Steps have pulled out a 7/10 gap to Rob, so the Steps definitely has the pace today.
Yeah, he got the inside, he got the better line, and it allows him to get a good advance. And then Robert got attacked, so he lost even more time.
And there is the Steps has now sent it down Phantom has sent it down the inside of Rob, and Phantom has tapped the back of Rob. It's a 3-car battle going down the first main straight.
So Robert closed the inside. Not here, my friend.
This is exciting stuff.
As in the lead, the gap has increased, and ADHD has pulled 2 seconds now on Soa, who has himself pulled 2 seconds on Shortbread. So, no, Shortbread is actually closest. There is a 2-second gap, so looking good for the McLaren boys.
Looking very good, but the Shortbread is braving down the back of Soa, and Soa is trying to defend from Moikuli. And then we have this mid-pack battle, battling for the final remaining points of Ferry, Phantom, Rob. Rob has lost a lot of time with that, and you have the Steps breathing down the back of I Am Lindy, and Lindy is on the gearbox of Scottish, who is in a massive fight with Mike. So, but then we cut back to Ferry and Phantom. Phantom versus Ferry. What is going to happen here? Phantom goes for the defense. Ferry goes around the outside. Phantom defends, and Ferry makes it. Does he not make it stick? Phantom hangs on to that position. Then we have the Ferrari guys closing back up to the back of this pack of Rob, Phantom, and Ferry. But I believe Rob has managed to pull away a gap, and Rob has burned his ERS to be able to do that. We then look back to I am Lindy. Lindy is on the back of Scottish. Is Lindy going to set it up the inside now? Can Lindy make it work on Scottish? And he goes for it. No, he doesn't. Send Scottish defensive.
Maybe try on the outside. And we can see that Shortbread is actually playing the smart game. He has a lot of battery saved for the last lap, and he's ready to go on the attack on Soa definitely for this last lap. Big battery advantage.
That's something to look forward to. Then we have I am Lindy versus Scottish. Scottish, can he hang on to that P6 position? He has lost the draft or slipstream from
Shortbread is
Mike.
going for it. Shortbread is going for it on turn 1 for P2. Let's see. Soa defend on the inside. Shortbread on the outside. They give themselves room. Oh, it's nice. Side by side into turn 2, and Shortbread takes the position. Nicely done. Let's see if Soa can fight back on the straight.
Soa has no ERS left, but look who's looming in the back. Moy Cooley's managed to catch up to this. I believe that's why Shortbread has made the move, because he can see that Moy Cooley has caught up within the laps, and Shortbread is now going to try to burn the rest of this ERS and get out of this slipstream of Soa. But Soa is the king of 5 laps, and it is the final laps, guys. It is do or die time. Then we have I am Lindy that's sent it up the inside of Scottish. I am Lindy has made the dive on Scottish, and he has made it stick. Scottish is not going to be pleased. What is Scottish going to do? Is he going to set him up for the switchback? He's going to pin the car down on him.
There's still Jun Chao to try to get better traction and attack him. Let's see, it's a bit far. It's going to be hard.
Coming up to Jumsha corner, can he make it work?
Behind as well.
What
Very
will
close
then
the
do?
steps. Lot of battery.
Cut back to Leon, who comes home P1, then Shortbread P2, Moikuli and Soa P3 and 4. Then we have Scottish.
Scottish on the line.
Scottish.
He took the position on the line.
Scottish Pips, I am Lindy. Then we have Tusky Beard getting past Ferry at the line as well. Phantom, Kermac, Curry, and Mr. Mankan in position. So the biggest losers from that, we have Jack Tintin Fish, who's gone down the other. Mr. Mankan, who qualified relatively well, has gone down the order in P15. And I'll switch over to that, where you'll see your position changes throughout the race. Tusky Bird in 10th. That's a good recovery. The driver of the day is Phantom, who's recovered all the way. I believe is P8.
Yeah, good comeback.
And here we have it. ADHD with 8 points. Shortbread 7. Soa 6 points. Mokuli 5. Mike's a 4. Scottish 3. I am Linde 2. And the Steps has 1 point to his name. Great job by the Steps. Rob, shame, heartbreak. 9th position. He'll be starting the main race from. Tusky Beard 10th. Ferry 11th. Phantom 12th. Kermac 13. Curry 14. Mr. Mancan 15. Jack 16. Tintin Fish 17. Zetu 18. And Wingish 19th.
It was a mixed condition sprint, so maybe some guy couldn't show their real pace on dry where they usually practice. So let's see, we could have some surprise, right, D, for the race? What do you think?
I definitely think so. I think if it's a dry race, we'll have drivers like Phantom, Tusky Beard coming through the pack like crazy. Not to forget Tintin Fish. And I'm wrong, it's not dry. It is still a wet session.
Oh, really? Oh, trick! Oh my God, it's full wet. Will they go on Inter? You and me, we know that sometimes Inter is better than full wet, even on when it's completely raining, right?
Definitely right. Going on intermediates in a wet session, it is honestly, if it's not too wet, it can produce you at least a second and a half faster than cars faster around you. But let's see what can happen. We have a lot of mics and supporters in the comment section, so please spam the comments of who you think will be winning this race. Let us know And who do you think will be the driver of the day? Will Tusky Beard, can he pull a miracle performance out? He was one of our race winners. I believe he won 2 races so far within the Inferno division. And we have 4, 3, 4, and 5 lights. And
Inferno we go.
lights out, and away we go. Here we go. We'll then switch over to the tire gap, and everyone is on intermediate tires. So I'll take that off, and we'll see that Shortbread has managed to jump Soa. Soa is around the outside, and he's pinned Shortbread all the way to the exit. And we have a bit of contact at the very end, and we have a bit of off tracking as well. Curry is sent into the wall, and he's lost his front wing. Back at the top, we have another car in the wall, and Mikeser has been taken out completely. Mikeser has been taken out of this race, and there he is in the wall.
Oh, terrible. And we see a McLaren with him. McLaren of Soa, probably some contact. He's coming back on the track, he survives, but Mikeser didn't, sadly.
The McLaren of Mikeser is in the walls. Heartbreak for Soa, who's in 18th position.
Yeah.
All the way down from P3. But look at the big winners. Steps in P5. Rob, P8. Phantom, P9. Mr. Mancan, P10. Something's happened with Tusky Beard. I believe he's given the position to Jack. I believe, I'm not too sure, but there's a bit of movement there. ADHD Leon, this looks like your ways to win. Can he have the easiest or most clean sheet weekend that we've seen in the Inferno League?
He seemed to have the pace in those mixed conditions in the sprint, so let's see, right? If he can pull the gap on someone like Shortbread.
And we are off again. It was a virtual safety car, and ADHD Leon is off, followed by Shortbread. But someone has cut the track. Who's that? Is it I Am Linde? I Am Linde has cut the track. No, it was Rob. And there's now contact, and I Am Linde has gone around, and he's out. There is massive contact. The steps is out.
Yeah, the
I Am Linde is out. This is a lot of incidents. It looks like to go through Curry's.
Yeah, stewards are gonna have their hands full, definitely, between the sprint and the race. But it's Brazil under the rain, so it's expected, right?
I believe the driving standards should be a lot higher than that. I Am Linde was honestly one of my favorite drivers. He did an exceptional performance, and you, as a Hassman yourself, should be rooting for him.
I do, but. You know, sometimes in the rain you put a little bit of throttle and sometimes you lose the rear, but the guy behind, he has good traction and he hits you and then it's all bullying. Sometimes rain is not, we'll see, obviously after the POV, if people have suffered from a bad move or anything, they will probably report it, but sometimes the rain is tricky, definitely.
Guys, please, calmer in the session. Just drive as you would want to be respected. But out front, we can see Shortbread and Leon has checked out. The virtual safety car should be ending anytime now. We have Scottish who's 1 second away. Scottish has a drive-through penalty.
Oh my god.
And that is not good for Scottish. We have Robin Tintin Fish has a drive-through penalty. We'll look at the penalty positions here. Drive-through for Scottish, drive-through for Tintin Fish, and a 3-second penalty for Robin. We have Moy Curley going on the attack of Phantom, but no avail.
That is actually great for the first two, because now they can just pull away if they're smart, not fight too much. They don't have any penalties, they have a good gap. And Phantom P4, what a comeback!
P4, 8 positions gained, but we also look at Tintin Fish, 10 positions gained from Tintin Fish. We have a lot of gainers and losers. But also you can see Soa right at the very back of the field, 13 positions lost. So he has a monumental task ahead of him today. We'll then look at Moikuli. Moikuli just riding the back of Phantom. Phantom trying to desperately get away from him. And we have another crash. We have a crash at the back. We have a crash at the back. And Wingish has gone for a spin. And Scottish has a 5-second speeding in the pit lane penalty.
I think he's gonna retire. No.
Let's see what can happen. And we have the fastest lap of the race going to Mr. Mancan, and we have Leon and has been overtaken by Shortbread. Shortbread and Leon are having an extremely respectable battle at the at the far end of the grid. Then we have Phantom attacking, defending from Moikuli. Moikuli attacking Phantom, desperately watching that position. You can see that Moikuli is the faster driver, and Moikuli really, really wants that position.
Yeah, we can see pack forming up, and behind them they have another big pack that they want to avoid. And I think Mokulili want to get past as soon as possible to get on the move on the top two. Seems to have a lot of pace to show.
And just that lap just gone, Soa has pulled a 4-second gap to Curry. He is definitely one of the fastest drivers today. He desperately wants to catch up Tintin Fish and the rest of the field to be able to be within a chance of competing. Shortbread has gone and taken the fastest lap of the race. Then as the time goes on, as the track dries, those times will tumble.
It's a long race for Soa. If there is any safety car, it's raining, it might be another safety car. He might get another shot to join back to the pack.
And Moikuli has a massive snap of overstay, and he's lost
he lost a lot of time
to Soa. And Rob is now breathing down the back of Soa. But look who it is, Mr. Mancan on the back of ADST Ferry, trying his best to get past this Red Bull. They're a part of the ADHD family, an amazing set of races. But then we'll see another collision of Zetsu has a spin, and he's gone for a spin. I don't think that will call for a safety car. I'm not too sure exactly what's happened there.
He was on his own, I think. Maybe it's a slight mistake. I didn't see anyone around him for contact or anything, so...
But now we have a look up the lead, and we'll see that ADHD Leon is on the very back gearbox of Shortbread, and he's pushing him around the corner. Actually. ADHD, is he gonna make the overtake? Is he gonna stay behind? And he gets the fastest lap of the race. Then at the back, we have Moikuli going past Phantom. Easy.
Now Robert is going to be very interested to attack him as well, to stay with Mokulili. He has seen that Mokulili has the pace, and he wants to follow him because he has a 3-second gap and he needs to not lose any time.
Now, as you can see, Moikuli has licked the stamp and sent it. Easy peasy pass. Down lemon squeezy. Now we have Mr. Mannequin struggling to get past Ferry. But
Soa with the fastest lap, showing that he's got the pace. He's got the pace, definitely. If there is a safety car, he will be here for the point.
He's taken out 2 seconds out of Tintin Fish. Tintin Fish is struggling to hold on to his teammate of Scottish. Scottish has gone away with his drive-through penalty. Heartbreak for Scottish. Wingish, again, the pack is starting to separate a bit. But we have the Steps. Steps getting past Jack. And the Steps is trying to push up to his teammate, Mr. Mancan. 2.7 seconds is the gap. Can the Steps close in on his teammate, Mr. Mancan? Mr. Mancan is struggling to get past Ferry. Ferry has been phenomenal around this circuit. But up ahead we can look. Leon is sticking to the
penalty, another one.
Leon is sticking to the back of Shortbread. Leon is not letting him go. This race is not won by any means whatsoever, but you can see the gap to Moikuli is 5.6 seconds. Incredible. These two are putting on an immaculate show. Leon versus Shortbread. Who is going to take this victory?
Pushing really hard. We can see. Look at the gap. The gap isn't going in Mokulili's favor. And they are fighting in front, but they are fighting, pushing each other to the limits to make the least mistake and be the fastest as possible. So they are pulling away. really great job from the top two, definitely.
Now, what's very interesting is the tire strategies. Now, if you pit before your competitor ahead, you will undercut them because these intermediate tires die so fast. Now, the counter argument to that is if you extend and keep extending that, you will have the tire advantage over your competitors. As I mentioned, as much as these intermediate tires die, fresh inters are extremely valuable. And Rob just had a massive snap of overstay there, so his chase to Phantom is over if he doesn't have any ERS, which I'll bring up right now.
Do we have some information about the weather condition, D? Is the track gonna dry out or?
I'll ask my race director. Race director, is the track drying? And while we wait for him, we can see that there is now a crash from Zetu. Zetu's gone off the track, but that's not a crash. But we'll see that ADHD Leon has taken the lead from Shortbread.
But they are using, actually ADH is using a bit more battery than Shortbread. Again, Shortbread really smart with the battery. We've noticed in Zonvad already, he knows how to use the battery, and he's just keeping it cool, passing when he feels he's got the pace, but keeping the battery high.
Now another team I'm taking my close eye on is the Aston Martin. The steps is not closing down as much as we would like, all Mr. Man can, but he successfully dropped Jack, and Kermack has overtaken Jack. Tusky Beard is breathing down the neck of Jack, and there he goes on the back of Jack. Is he going to send it through Jung Sao? Can he make the move stick coming down the main straight? Tusky Beard versus Jack. Jack versus Tusky Beard. What is going to happen here? Tusky Beard using ERS. Jack using ERS. Both of them having a lot in the battery, but there is no movements being made. Tusky Beard does not have the pace advantage over Jack along that main straight. And it is as we were with Tusky Beard being stuck behind Jack.
So again with the fastest lap.
Soa has now taken 5 seconds out of Tintin Fish, and he is 5 seconds behind Tintin Fish.
And we can't even say that Soa has a tire advantage. He has only a 1 lap fresher tire, but he keeps on putting fastest lap, showing that he's gonna be a competitor if he gets the chance.
But if we look ahead, we can see ADHD Leon trying desperately to break that slipstream advantage to Shortbread. Shortbread has 91% of battery in the tank, and he's falling up behind 1 second. Can he use a bit to get back in his slipstream? DRS is not enabled yet.
What are your opinion about that? Sometimes in the rain, it's hard to follow really closely a driver. And
there is an incident. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
Zetu has gone off again.
Again, yeah.
Safety car again. Zetu has crashed and lost his front wing, as you can see. That has brought out the safety car. And in the pit lane comes Kermack. In the pit lane comes Jack.
Yeah, this is gonna trigger some pit already.
This is and Scottish has another 5-second penalty for speeding within the pit lane. Wow, guys, and Soa has pitted also. This has absolutely saved his race.
Told you he would have a chance. It was almost sure. And now Soa is gonna be like, okay, I sure I have the pace. I put some fastest lap. He's gonna be hungry. It's gonna be a driver to look out, I think.
Carmack has left the session. I'm not too sure what's happened there.
It's so sad that Robert can't get rid of this penalty in the pit. Got it very early.
I'm going to have a short water break. Would you mind us leading the commentary for 5 minutes?
With pleasure.
No worries.
Relax. Take your time. So let's see. Nothing happening really. Safety car, just people getting close to each other. Let's see, probably the top two are definitely going to pit. It's a 90% chance. Here they go, of course. Pretty much everyone is gonna pit, because if you don't pit, you will just tumble down the order whenever at the start. Oh, short break, got a 5 second. No, oh, this is critical for the race, because he's not gonna be able to put this 5 second. Is it a bug or he does have a penalties? Yes, he does. He does, and he's not the only one. Phantom as well, and Robert as well. Oh, this is, guys. This is. They were in great position. And Shortbread is gonna pay this mistake really heavy, because if there is no safety car, he's going to have to carry this 5 second penalty through the end, and so will Phantom, Roberts, Kamat, Scottish. Heavy price, this penalty and the safety car. Sometimes the braking is hard when it's raining to judge it perfectly when you don't have the line. And we see, am I mistaken, but Mokulele hasn't stopped, and neither did Wingish. So we got some guys willing to push a little bit the actual intermediate, and maybe switch a little bit later on to new inter and have a tire advantage. Could work, could definitely work. And welcome back to D.
Welcome back, and as you can see, we have Z2 the Brave Man on medium, Scottish on soft, and Tusky Beard on soft tires as well. Are they experimenting to see if it's good? But look at the spray from Tusky Beard's tires.
I mean, it still seems like intermediate rain, but if you're not on the track, you actually don't know. You feel it better on the track.
I can tell you, I don't need to be on the track to know that. That's a swimming pool out there.
Me neither, to be honest. It seemed pretty wet, but yeah, they're giving it a try.
This is absolutely incredible. We have Moikuli that stays out on his 10-lap old hards. Might as well have cement strapped to his tires, because he is going to be absolutely slow. He will be gobbled up by Leon, Shortbread, Phantom, Rob, and Ferry.
But as you said before, if he can push the Inter a bit later and have like 5-6 lap tire advantage, it might come back to him.
The difference is that these guys don't have to stop again. So
yeah, but if there is another safety car, it's a restart, so a lot could happen, you know.
Difficulty with these restarts when you're on old tires is that you're the one that will probably cause a safety car, from my experience, because these guys will be attacking you left and right, and you have no way to defend yourself. They'll be impatient. They'll want to get past you, and yeah, let's see what happens here. Will Curry's pitting? There's more drivers going onto the option tire or the dry tire.
Scottish trying. Maybe they're just trying to put their penalty out, you know, their 5 second penalty, and then going back to Inter later on.
That is that's a smart decision.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Definitely, if I had the 5 second that I could take out, I would take the soft and take the penalty out, and then put them back to the Inter if you are at the bottom of the grid, like Scottish, for example.
But Tusky Bear didn't have a penalty, so I guess this is legit. And
Maybe Tusky has big balls. He feels like he's ready for it. Sorry, I don't know if it's okay for live.
No, that's fine. And we have Kermac, who's left the session. I don't know if he can rejoin. If my race director can hear me, do invite Kermac back to the session. Guys, your predictions. Mike, sir, he's out of the race. Who would be your race winner? Is it going to be Leon? Is it going to be Shortbread with a 5 second penalty? Wingish has made his way up into P4, but he's on 11 lap old intermediate tires. Phantom, absolute driver of the day so far. He's come back from virtually last place, qualifying in like 17th, 18th. Now he's in P5.
Amazing, Phantom.
Possibly P3, because when those top two guys pit, Moikuli and Wingish, he will be up there.
He's carrying a penalty though. We have to keep that in mind.
Let's have a look at the penalty trackers and see how much he's carrying. He's carrying a 5 second penalty, so if he pits again, he will need to serve that penalty. Scottish has overtaken Jack. What has happened here? Is Jack in the pit lane? Yes, he is. Let's see the tire allocation. And Jack has bolted on soft tires as well. I guess it's drying up.
Yeah,
I guess they're being optimistic, but I can still see massive spray coming off that tire.
It seems pretty wet.
And we have Rob and Kermac, who's been kicked from the session. If my race director can hear me, do invite him back to the session before the safety car comes in. The safety car is in this lap. I repeat, the safety car is in this
I'm inviting
lap.
Rob as well.
Let's see what is happening on this restart. Can Mukuli get a good start on those 12-lap-old intermediate tires? ADSD and shortbread tires are virtually brand new.
Wingish as well is going to be under a lot of pressure. Same strategy than Mokulili. Let's see.
Now we have an issue. When you have a ghost car, those cars are always awful off the line. But no matter about that, Mokuli is off and he's using, so it's Shortbread is followed. But on the back of him is Wingish, and Wingish is going for the move and the attack. But we have ADHD Ferry. But we need to have a look at someone else who's down by the order. He's pitted.
Robert has lost out.
He's ghosted, I believe, so everyone is just going past him, but we look ahead of them, and then we have ADHD going on the attack of Moikuli. Is he going to send it down the inside? Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Down the inside of Moikuli. And
now it's critical for Shortbread to pass him really quick, because he's going to lose a lot of time in the second sector compared to Mokulili on the... Look at this, he's so slow. Oh, yeah, he's going to lose a second or so, I think, in this second sector.
But what's more important is looking at Tusky Bed, who's overtaking Rob. But Rob is ghosted, and Tusky Bed has lost 3 seconds to the guys ahead. Tusky Bed is still losing time on those soft tires to the guys ahead. It is not time for soft tires as yet. And Moikuli is not taking this sitting down. He's on the back of Shortbread, and Shortbread has lost 1.5 seconds to Leon.
Yeah,
wow.
this passing in the first in the turn 4 for ADHD was critical, because it allowed him through sector 2 to pull a massive gap, because Shortbread was stuck behind Mokulili all tire.
And we have Leon with the fastest lap, and Phantom has passed Wingish, and Phantom is now on the back of Moikuli with 14-lap-old intermediate tires.
And Phantom
Can
as well,
they make it stick? We'll go back down to these guys. The Aston Martins versus Wingish and the Red Bull. What's going to happen here? And Mr. Mancan goes for the move. Is he going to go for the switchback? He bumps into the back of Ferry, and Ferry keeps that position. And
Phantom and Mokulili very close as well. Sorry, D.
No worries. Carry on, carry on.
Oh, Mokulili had a big moment, big snap, and Phantom on the inside is trying to make the move, but same as Shortbread, losing a lot of time in the second sector because of the tire difference, and Mokulili is hooking up the inside, closing the door. You're not passing here, my friend, and
he goes for the switchback, and it's still on through Jing Sao. It's still on.
And is he going to send it? For Phantom, he's pushing him.
And he sends him deep.
Tough battle. He's gonna try again. Look at this. ERS on. He's going for it. He wants the position. He's done losing time behind an old tire, and Mokulili is just giving up. He realized that it's not gonna work. He needs to pit.
But those soft tires are not working. 6.7.6 seconds the gap now. Seconds. Those tires are not working.
And Phantom with a P3 now. Again, well done. And look at who I talk about. Soa is coming back and making move on the soft.
But Soa is 9 seconds away from the pack, so that is not a good choice to go on the soft tires.
The gap is stabilizing between the soft and the tire. Look at Tursky, 7.1 and he's going down. I think we're going close to the switchback. It's just in the second sector that they're a bit slower, but I think that we're not that far from a switchback. And they would have a pit stop advantage to the intermediate form. So Tursky would be actually leading the race right now.
While you're right, he would still can he bring these soft tires all the way to the end?
The gap is not that moving that much. He's losing
and
a bit.
And there is an incident. Zetsu's off the track. Zetsu's off the track. No damage this time. DRS is enabled. And DRS is enabled. Is Shortbread going to make it? Yes, Shortbread is in. Is he going to get another penalty?
Good job. Oh, and this is critical for Shortbread, because he's going to be able to get this penalty. Oh, no.
And Phantom has another penalty.
Oh,
a guy.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
Everyone's going to go onto the medium tire now, and Phantom has a service penalty within the pit box. Tusky Beard is now ahead, and Tusky
And
Beard is making this work. So
you know what? It's gonna be great for Shortbread because he had that 5 second gap. It was like it's gonna be hard to fight for the win, but maybe having a pit stop a lap before, he will gain a bit of this 5 second back on HDH, and we could have a fight for P1. Actually.
That's exactly what I was thinking a couple of laps ago, but it slipped my mind to say it. But we have Soa, who is in the best position to win this race right now.
There you go, he's back on it.
Because
Amazing,
Tusky Beard has to.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, this is incredible.
There is no way he's doing 32 lap on the soft. It's impossible. He has to pit again. But Soa could definitely do it. It's what? It's 19 and 4. It's 23 lap on the medium. It's doable. It's doable. He can go to the end. And he's the only one because the soft cannot go. It's impossible for the soft to do that much. Soa is in prime position for the win. Let's see.
And in the pit goes Mr. Mancan. There is so many penalties, ladies and gentlemen. Before I bring that up, I'll just show you what is happening and where ADHD is going to come out and go through Tusky. Scottish has retired in the pits due to the amount of penalties. Moikuli has the fastest lap with a 1:15.5 and he's about to pass. No, he's not. And ADHD comes out directly behind his teammate of Soa.
And look who had actually a brilliant strategy. He didn't pit on the Inter, but he put straight away the soft. Mokulili and Wingish, they didn't stop. They gained a lot of position during the safety car. They didn't stop. They tried to keep on the restart. And now they put the soft right away. No need to put new Inter, and they gain a lot of position.
Incredible stuff going, and we have the Steps being incredibly optimistic. I mean, the Steps did not pit because his teammate was in the pits, so he kept it through. And we have again Zetu and Phantom having a bit of issues again. I'm not too sure what's happening with Zetu. Yellow flag there. So many penalties. So many things happening. We have
something happened between the two McLaren and behind as well. Wingish. Oh, Mokulili is out. Mokulili has maybe collision with Wingish. They were close on Junchao. And Mokulili has pawned sadly and lost a lot of position, 5 position. As into the pit goes the Step, obviously. Oh, terrible for Mokulili.
Incredible stuff. And we have Soa, 6-lap old medium versus 1-lap all of ADHD Leon. We have the Soa closing down on the back of Jack. Tusky leading this race for the first time, I believe, since his race win. I want to say it's Austria, in a very, very long time.
So many penalties, D.
Incredible, the amount of penalties. And we have Soa right in the gearbox of Jack. Jack trying to hang on. He needs to pit. Those soft tires in the wet is not great because they burn up so quickly in the wet, and you put so much wear on there, and then you have Soa making the switch back on the outside of Jack, and there it is. Beautiful. And again, Zetu, I'm not too sure what's happened to Zetu. He's not having a great time today.
And look at the Leon as well, with the teeth out. He wants the Williams as well. He doesn't want Soa to escape with his win because he has the fresh tire. He has leaded most of the race and he still wants to win it. As Jack is coming back on Soa, taking back the position, not letting him escape. But Soa is gonna have DRS for the Retao Posta. Let's see, he's gonna attack. Yeah, he's going for it. He chooses the inside. And not much defense to go here. He opens the inside and Soa goes through.
Oh, and then Jack has a massive step of overstay and through comes Leon. Leon smells blood and he's going to run the attack on Jack. Can Leon make this move stick? He's going to stick it up the inside at the beginning of section 2. No, he's not. He makes Jack goes deep and he's dummying, switching and doing your special switcheroo. Can he make this move stick? And he goes and he sends it, and Jack blocks that move off, and through he goes, and up ahead we have So burning, and Leon goes off the track. Leon goes off the track, and behind
Have
him
you seen
is
what happened? He was right behind Jack, and Jack was a bit slow on the exit, and ADS just had a nasty snap right behind him, and it's sending him off the track.
And look who's about to overtake. Wingish is coming through on his 4-lap sold mediums,
Oh my
basically fresh, overtaking Leon.
Leon must be losing his mind because he was leading the race and he has the pace and he lost so much time with all of this happening around him.
And we have the fastest lap of the race with a 1:11.4 off the steps. Wingish.
Look at Shortbread. Shortbread is coming back at him. He's only 3 seconds now from HDH. So the 5-second gap is gone now. It's only 3 seconds. He's on the hard. Let's see. Shortbread still in for the podium, I would say. Shortbread, definitely.
Incredible stuff. At the rear of the field, Rob and Kermack just being lapped cars, but we stick with this group right now. And as we can see, Shortbread is trying his best to catch up back to his compadre, his sparring fellow off ADHD, Leon. Wingish riding the gearbox of Jack. Wingish trying to desperately get past Jack. Jack is so slow on those tires. He needs to pit within the coming laps. And we have, there we go. Wingish is basically going to make this overtake count. We have Soa catching the back of Tusky Beard by 2 seconds, and we have Wingish, ADHD Leon. Wingish has virtually
running out of battery, sadly.
He has none whatsoever, and Wingish cannot make the move. He does not have enough straight line speed. Jack is defending with his life. ERS on. Can Shortbread make the, Wingish make the move going down into the look
at Jack. He definitely has a setup with a lot of straight line speed. He didn't have DRS, didn't use DRS, and still he was faster than the guy behind.
That's a characteristic trait of the Williams in real life, and it's replicated in the game. Being a moving roadblock.
Wingish on the outside of the turn 6. Oh, and there was contact. Just Wingish so faster on the second sector with more wings on the setup. We can clearly see him on the outside of Jack making the pass. Despite Jack tough defense, let's call it like this. Oh, Jack got tagged behind by ADHD. It's getting close on the between those three.
That is incredibly. Then we have the steps versus ADHD. Those guys are battling tooth and nail, but we'll switch back to ADHD and then we'll see what will happen with Jack versus ADHD Leon. Jack is doing a tremendous job with his soft tires, but it is all little too late. Let's see what can happen here as the steps goes fastest again with a 1:10.9. And then we have Jack trying to go around the outside. He looks for the outside sector. Yes, he makes it stick, but Jack tries to close him up. They have contact. They almost crash, but they make it clean through. Can Jack retain his position? And he crashes into Leon, and Leon is trying to manage it, and they're tangling wheels. They're still tangling wheels. What? Oh my Lord, Leon, have mercy. They crashed it.
I mean, Leon was clearly not happy, and I understand him. Honestly, he had not much space left to on the outside of the corner. I feel for Leon here, and we could see that he was mugged outside of the track.
Incredible stuff. We go back on board with the steps versus Mancan. The steps is in the DRS of Mancan, which is 4 laps old mediums versus Mancan's 5 laps old soft. The steps will be the quick car here. Will Mancan let him through? Will they play the team game so the steps can go after Shortbread? Now we have a leader of Soa versus Wingish. Wingish on 8 laps old mediums and Soa on 11 laps old mediums.
Oh, he's got damage. Oh, he's gonna retire, I think. It's heartbreaking for HGHD, really. He had done a superb race, and from no fault of his own, and yeah, he's retiring. I understand his frustration here, and it's good race. HGHD, we thank you for showing up, and sorry for you, mate.
Apologies echoes those thoughts, and we have Mr. Mancan getting back past Shortbread, and Shortbread is being hunted down by the Aston Martin of the steps versus Mr. Mancan, but they're overtaking a lapped car, so that is all well and good. Then we have the steps versus Shortbread versus Mr. Mancan. What will be happening here? Ferry is clinging onto the back of this pair, but I believe their pace is a bit too much for him. Can the steps get past Shortbread on this sector? But look up ahead there, folks.
Yeah,
We have
Wingish is going
Wingish
for it.
versus Soa.
No, he breaks. He wants the second. He's smart. He wants the second because he knows he's gonna get past again in the second straight if he takes the lead here. So he waits for the second and probably he's gonna go for it now with the DRS right behind him. Pulls out of the slipstream on the inside, and I don't think so. Oh yes, so he's fighting this. No, he's just opening the corner, not losing time. Just keep up the pace. Smart racing between those two.
Amazing stuff between them. Soa will be. They both have equal ERS usage. Shortbread has gotten back past Mr. Mancan. Mr. Mancan versus the steps. Now, guys, if we switch over to our penalties, we'll see that there is another crash between Curry and himself and the barriers. What is happening here between Curry and Zetu? This is some incredible stuff. Race director, if you're able to speak to Curry to ask him what's happening.
Curry again. Shortbread is cutting the gap really closely. It was 4 seconds, it's already 3.5. I think he's got some good pace, and the guys in front, they must be intelligent because they have much worn tire compared to him. He has harder tire, and he seems to have the pace, so they need to be smart in front, really. It's coming for them.
Now the freshness of that medium tire is wearing off now. Now the steps really need to get past Mr. Mancan and Shortbread to have a chance in hell of catching these guys ahead. Remember, Soa has 13 laps old tires, so this group will be pushing up on Soa. If they keep fighting, they will not push up. They should work together. All three of them should be working together to try to catch up to Soa. They have 10 laps remaining.
And they have the pace. They have the pace. If they stop fighting, I'm pretty sure they have the pace. Soa is getting almost out of Wingish DRS. 8/10. It's getting close. He's gonna maybe try to push on this turn 12 to see if he can get the gap above 1 second. 9/10. 1 second. He's got it. Let's see. Yeah, that was critical. When I saw the 8/10, I was wondering if he was going for this, trying to break the DRS. And he has no battery. He gave his best and it didn't work. He's gonna be under pressure now.
Incredible stuff. We have Shortbread going past Mr. Mancan, and I believe Mr. Mancan didn't fight that much because he knows he needs to keep not fighting. And you have the steps is flashing. Mr. Mancan has ERS and he's going back past Shortbread. Again, Shortbread is not fighting back because they need to catch Soa. Now, if I was Soa, what would I do? I would box this lap coming and I'll box for soft tires and do a 9-lap run for soft tires all the way to the end of the Grand Prix. Go bold or go home. But these guys are catching Soa. They've caught Soa by 5/10 the gap. So if they keep working together, P2 could be theirs. They could be fighting for P2.
And there is a whole pack actually. It's Mankin, Shortbread, the Steps, and Ferry following each other closely. 4 guys that want this podium position, this P2, even P1 maybe.
But the problem is the Steps has an 8-second penalty, which cannot be removed if was given correctly. So the 5-second. Oh, and Soa has pitted. He's done exactly
what you did. What you said. Sorry.
He's done exactly what I suggested, pitching onto soft tires, and there he goes. Guy. And he has now 8 laps dash to the line. Now these guys are now battling and fighting for P2. So now we will see all levels of teamwork go out the window.
Bunch of time, and they must have at the moment. Look at the gap. Shortbread 5 seconds from Wingish, so the win is gone. I think the win is gone. They must have at the moment or something.
No, there wasn't. It's because Soa pitted. The reason because the gap was 3 seconds to Soa, and Soa
he had that much. Yeah. So he's extending still. Wingish has a great pace. He keeps on extending.
I believe if I was Wingish, I'd go for the win because 11-lap old hards versus 12-lap old mediums. I would just keep going to the end. Now you do run the risk of tire explosion at that point, but I believe these medium tires can hold about 19 to 20 laps.
And look at the gap, he's still improving. I mean, he seems to have a really good pace.
But we have
And
another
then
pit. The
behind,
Steps has gone into pit
yeah, the
as well.
steps.
He was super careful into the pit lane. And what we'll do is just have a look back at Soa, who's on the back of Tintin Fish.
Oh, he's gonna be hungry. He's gonna want some food right now. Like, let's see. Tip the fish. Look at this traction. Look at the grip he's got. He doesn't need battery. He has so much grip. Look at this. It's just gonna be free pass, I think.
Is Tintin Fish going to make it difficult? Is he going to make it hard? And we have Jack with the fastest lap of 109.1. I believe Soa will smash that this lap. Let's see what can happen.
Where do you think Soa can come back?
I believe Soa can get, to be very honest, to close that gap between Tusky Bird and Moikuli, which is 6 seconds, is a hefty task to do. And if he does it, then it will be between P5 at most, because then to close another 4-second gap to ADHD Ferry, who's, as we speak, has just overtaken Mr. Mancan. Mr. Mancan has just slopped back inside, not fighting as much, trying to conserve as much ERS as possible. And then we have Moikuli getting past Phantom.
I think those guys are already P2, P3 and P4 already into thinking about how am I gonna manage the last turn for P2. They are not thinking about the race win anymore, and they are thinking about how they're gonna beat Shortbread for this P2.
On the back of Tusky Beard, Soa has now gotten that move completed, taking candy from a baby. Kiss, lick the stamp and send it. Bye-bye, see you later. We have Soa chasing after Phantom with a 6-second gap. How high up can Soa make this work? Remember, he started P3, got dropped all the way down to 19th position. Then he's made his way back up to P1. Got overtaken by Wingish. Wingish then took the lead. Soa boxed on soft tires. All guts or no glory.
1 second, huh? Just into the second sector. It took 1.3 seconds, so honestly, he's definitely gonna go for P6, and I can see him going even higher if he keeps up the pace like this. He has amazing pace in the sector too. He's flying.
Speaking of flying, we have Phantom on the back of Moikuli. Can Phantom make this work? Both Moikuli has 16%, Phantom has 40% ERS usage and the DRS. Is Phantom going to make the move down the second straight? No, he's not.
He's carrying that penalty as well, so maybe, how much is it, 3 seconds or 5 seconds?
We can have a look here. We can see it is a 5-second penalty. And
he's already behind Soa, technically.
Correct, but these guys will not be giving up that position that easily, because as you can see ahead, we have the Steps is on 2-lap-old tires, but the Steps is not making the same progress as Soa was a second ago. Should the Steps have stayed out, it's a very, very, very risky gamble, but, you know, he has 8-second penalty, so, you know, I believe he just all guts, as I mentioned, or no glory. We have Mr. Mancan struggling to stay on the back of ADHD Ferry. Ferry breathing down the neck of Shortbread on his 15-lap hard tires. We have Phantom going past Moikuli. Moikuli just continuing that position, but Phantom has gone deep in the braking zone, and Moikuli has taken that position back from Phantom. And in the back looming, we have Soa with a 1.7 gap to Phantom.
Yeah, he's closing up.
And I believe Ferry desperately wants that P2 from Shortbread, but the driver today we want to discuss is Wingish, because Wingish started down in the pack. He was not in shot or a hope of winning this race, but he has somehow done the most genius strategy, and he has gone under the radar, and suddenly he is P1 with a 6-second gap, and he's 4 laps away from taking this home and winning this victory for Finland.
I'm pretty sure he spawned on the beginning. It's one of the guys who spawned, isn't it?
Correct. And another driver who's done an amazing job is ADHD Ferry, who's now gotten past Shortbread. Shortbread, who put his car in P2, starting this race is now in P3, battling for P2. Phantom and Shortbread are going at it, but look who's looming in the back. Soa with 16% ERS and DRS on Moikuli is now going on the attack. Moikuli's also going on the attack. Is it going to be 3 wide in the sector? We didn't have a great camera angle there, but Soa has gotten past both of them. Double overtake in one corner.
Just doing... yeah, amazing job. I mean, he just stay on the left side to force the guy on the right side to have no space, nowhere to go, because there is a car in front of him, so he cannot do anything. And then he took the inside with overspeed and overtake both of them. Amazing from Soa. Beautiful. Amazing
overtake from Soa. Now he has a 4.9 second to Mr. Mancan, who also, do not forget, has a 5-second penalty.
He can do it.
So, technically speaking already, Soa is in P4.
Yeah, but
2 laps remaining.
Yeah, but for Soa it's it's 2 laps.
And we have Shortbread with 62% ERS, ADHD with nothing in the tank, 40% ERS.
ADHD did a big mistake when he passed Shortbread, because he played right into this game. Shortbread is just lifting up the throttle, saving up the battery. He knows he has better pace. It's towards the end, so the medium are dying and the hard are still good. And he has plenty of battery. He has this P2 right in the money, and he doesn't look good for ADHD. He's gonna have to defend like a lion, as some said, right?
Incredible stuff. Now, how does this affect the championship if it stays like this? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it will shake it up all the way. We have Mike, so that's out. Shortbread will get P2, and Shortbread will take the lead of this championship. Mukuli is in P6. Phantom has a 5-second penalty, so he will drop down the order. We have Rob, who is out of this race in P13, so he will not gain any points today. Tusky Beard will obtain, I believe, is 2 or 4 points to do this race. And you can see Shortbread as well, lifting out of it.
Lifting up completely, like it doesn't even accelerate.
Breaking
He's gonna
early.
do it on the last corner, probably. I think he's faster on the second sector. He knows he can stick up, or maybe now. No, I'm not so sure. Nah, he's just gonna stick to the second sector, and in Jun Chao is gonna be really close and get him on the DRS, no problem.
And we have Tusky Bed, who's overtaken Phantom. Tusky Bed, on his 11-lap old medium tires, has overtaken Phantom.
And Tusky is coming back strong on Mukulele as well. That has there is a 8-lap difference tire between the two, so Tusky is in good position to take P6 as well.
And we have the Steps, who's finally gotten past Tinting Fish after laps and laps and laps of chasing. But the fight that we want to see is the fight between Shortbread and ADHD Ferry. What will be happening here? And Ferry has the DRS. He has DRS to fight. Ferry has DRS from the Ghost car of the Ferrari of Kermac. Yeah, but Shortbread has gotten back past him with his ERS usage. What can be happening here? But now Shortbread has DRS as well. Will he have the DRS advantage? No, he won't. It will be ADHD Ferry not using, and Shortbread has 19%. ADHD Ferry has 27%.
He's gonna need to have a clean second sector now, because he had to use a lot because of this DRS ghosted car, and he's gonna need a really good second sector to put the gap as high as he can, because on the last
Phantom gets another 3-second penalty, and he has crashed. Phantom has spun the car. He has crashed. But we'll go back ahead to see the main fight between ADHD Ferry and Shortbread. The 4/10 the gap. What can be happen here? DRS is extremely powerful during this long straight. We've seen in the previous race that overtakes can happen at the line, and 5/10 is the gap. Both have ERS. ADHD has a little bit more.
He has enough of a gap, I think. Shortbread.
And Shortbread takes P2, but ahead we have Wingish, who's your Brazil winger. Mr. Mancan coming in P5, Soa P4, Muikuli P5, Tusky Beard, amazing recovery in P7. The Steps versus Phantom, I believe the Steps will be coming home in P8, and Phantom is in P10, Tintin Fish P9, Jack P11, and that is your winner, guys. Well done to Wingish. Personally, my driver of the day. Let's see what the game gives him. The game agrees. Wingish is driver of the day after spinning W strategy from Wingish.
Yeah, it was a mad race. We've seen so many different leaders, so many different strategy coming out with crash and safety car and weather change. It was amazing, D.
This is crazy. Obviously, I want to give a massive shout out to yourself. Thank you for joining me today to commentate on your first race in Inferno. How did you find it?
It was absolutely great. A lot happened. A lot of incident. A lot of good passing, good fight, good pace overall, and yeah, it was fantastic. Great racing.
Amazing. So we have Shortbread gaining 25 points with the combination of the sprint race. Wingish 25 points as well. We have Soa 18 points, ADHD Ferry 15, Moikuli 13, Mr. Mancan 6. But we'll go to the race results and we'll see the full race with the fastest lap going to Jack with a 109.137. This has been an incredible race, and we have our DNFs from Curry, Leon, big shame to Leon, Zetu, another big shame to Scottish, Linde, and one of the drivers touted to win this, Mikeser. This is absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us in Brazil.
Thank you, everyone.
The final race results will be announced in the coming days, and we'll be at our next track. Let me just double check what our next track is. Next week we will be at Qatar, which, well, my race director just told me that next week we'll be in Vegas, which is our wildcard tournament. Just to explain how my race director told me again, it's China. So. So next week, China, how it works is that all the drivers that were essentially eliminated from the tournament will be given a second chance to win F1 24. So that is happening next week. I believe Switcheroo, you're in that tournament as well.
Yeah. I got thanks to you guys, I got a wild card. So I'm hoping to get a good result and get my place for the final as well to race with this quick guy.
Amazing stuff. Looking forward to it. But yeah, we'll be in China next week. But again, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. My name is Dee, and it's been a pleasure hosting you all these races and hosting. Thank you so much, Switcheroo, for joining us today.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you for receiving me.
No worries. And next week we'll see you guys in China. Take care and peace. Goodbye.